Oh man. Came down from that one.
So welcome to this episode, everyone. For this adventure, Leah and I left our hometown state and headed down to Virginia. We had a few different adventures planned down here. The first few were based just outside of the town of Harrisonburg, where we were exploring the George Washington National Forest. We started the rides right from the campground we were at, which was in Stokesville, appropriately called Stokesville Campground. And let me tell you, the stoke in this place was high. This campground was like a mountain biker's paradise. The cabins were great. The vibe when you pulled in was just awesome. The camp host was a mountain biker as well, who had knowledge of the trails, maps posted right where you walked in of the trails to ride. And the campground itself has a little over 3 miles worth of trail built right into it. So you could literally leave from your campsite on the single track. And I'm talking single track, berms, machine built stuff. It was pretty crazy. Right from the campsite you could enjoy a good ride, which I did the first night we got there. This particular ride I'm going to show you first. We left from the campsite as I stated, and we climbed up to Lookout Mountain, came across Wild Oak Trail. This ride was awesome. The views, the rock work that you'll see, it was just a great ride all around. Let's jump into it and you'll see more about what I mean. So we woke up the very first day to beautiful sun rays coming through the cabin window, and we went outside to the deck to make a cup of coffee. And while enjoying our brew and letting those sun rays do the work of warming it up a bit, we discussed today's ride, in which we were going to leave right from the campsite and do a little bit of a grueling climb at the start to get up to the top of Lookout Mountain and come across Wild Oak Trail.
Just worrying about those things.
And outside of the first section of the trail right from the campground, and in one minor part in the middle, the rest of this climb was a pretty gentle climb following the contour lines of the mountainside. This is the start of the last push up Schaefer Hollow, which got us to the top of Lookout Mountain Trail, or Wild Oak.
Brandon. It's pretty cool. You can see that whole hollow we just came up through, wrapping around. Getting up there now.
1,000 feet of climb.
Wild Oak.
Wild Oak Trail was definitely one of my favorites of the trip. The rock work, the scenes, it was just beautiful. all the items to look at on this trail, it was tough to keep your eyes focused, which you definitely needed to be to make it through some of these gardens.
Pretty cool.
And as we bounced along the mountainside, you eventually got up to the top of the spine of the mountain and rode across this for awesome views on both sides. And the views along the spine were also neat because to the right, you had the developed farmland area going towards Harrisonburg, and to the left, you just had the open wilderness of the National Forest. After cruising along the spine for a very enjoyable stretch, the trail did eventually point downwards and we descended the side of the mountain opposite of the campground.
Little rowdy stretch.
Ew, this downhill had some chunder.
Going on that hill.
After some quick gnar and some switchbacks, we came to another nice spot with a beautiful vista.
You found it!
This way.
After taking in the vista, we were thrown right back into another section of chunk, before we ended this trail coming down to North River. Assisting in the crossing of North River was this lovely bridge.
Ooh, it's swingy.
After crossing the bridge, we continued on what was still Wild Oak Trail and climbed alongside North River for a little bit before intersecting a roadway.
Blue waters. Damn.
The roadway we hit was North River Road, which we then descended back to Tillman. Tillman took us back to Stokesville Campground, which has a trail system built right around and integrated into the campground, so we took the trails back to our site.
Back into the campground. Stokesville Campground. Freaking awesome. Has a whole little network of trails all the way around. It weaves in and out of the campsites and everything. Pretty cool. Yeah, right back to our campground. Our beautiful cabin.
So I hope you enjoyed that one. As I stated at the start, we have a couple adventures planned. So this is going to be a couple part series here. That was our first ride, as I said, where we left from the campground. The next ride went up the road a little ways and left from another lot and explored some other trails and one freshly built one. That was a good surprise and very neat and unlike the other stuff that we rode here. The first couple nights we were based out of Stokesville Campground, as I mentioned. And man, if you're looking for a spot and you don't mind roughing it a little bit, I would definitely research this place. The cabin we stayed at was very nice, but it was just sleeping quarters. It was pretty much just a bed and a little table. There wasn't really anything in there. You did have power, which that's a great thing to have. Bathroom wise and shower wise, there was a little bathroom hut maybe 50 yards away, and that was beautiful, immaculate, kept clean. So definitely high recommendations for Stokesville Campground from us if you're looking for a place to stay in that immediate area. Benefit perk, the trails right from the campsite, and then as well you could leave right from the campsite to get into the National Forest and ride. So awesome trip. The next day we went to the other side of Harrisonburg and we went to Shenandoah National Park for some hiking, and then we also rode at Massanutten a day as well. So we'll have probably 2 more videos on this trip. Hope you enjoy. Ton in this area to be explored. We'll definitely hopefully be back ourselves to get to some other things. But until then, coffee, cycling, take both. We'll see you out there.